Well, I'm hot, but I stay stone cold, like a deep freeze, and the heat makes the ice melt. Turn me to an ice cream. Little mop and I stay clean. Break the ice for my dime piece. Head to toe my nice knees. Hold the door for her nicely. She likes me and my Nikes. High C gotta loose. Let me tell you, we got the juice. I'm a Greek, so she calls me Zeus. She likes green, we in the produce. I'll line it up in that single file. Run it up like I'm running miles. And I feel wild. People in my DM, AM to the PM, asking who I'm seeing, got a man, can I be them? Hispanics, Europeans, talking to Norwegians. Swear I must be fluent in the lines that I am speaking. I party every weekend, champagne in the deep end. Even on a Sunday, we still party while he's preaching. I'm waking up on beaches, hair full of sequins. If I should ever die, I want a pyramid in Egypt. And I'm the realest. It's alright to be jealous, yeah. Feeling so angelic, spiral stairway to heaven, yeah. I just can't be modest, I'm a goddess straight in velvet, yeah. It's not my fault, I'm super duper fly, I just can't help it. Wild, yeah.
Ew, Evan, why are you so big-headed? Overconfident, and I'm intimidated.
Well, how else would you expect my big, fat, juicy brain to fit into my skull? I have to have a bit of a nugget that you can understand. And that's alright, I think. Yeah, that's alright. I think. That's alright.
I'd like to tell you a story. It'll just take a few minutes, I promise. It's about my friend Laura. She's an archaeologist. I don't completely understand what that means, but it sounds pretty badass, so I don't ask too many questions.
Is this filming? Can you say anything on the screen?
Yeah, it says 4 seconds.
Perfect.
Last spring, Laura texted me and asked, "Want to join my expedition in Katmai this summer?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, super low-key. Just let me check with my graduate advisor." Because, after all, I'm not really badass myself. But he said it was okay and I was in. What for, I was not quite sure. All I knew was that there was this guy, Griggs, who went up there to Alaska 100 years ago, looking for a crater, and we were going to try to find his camps and see what he might have left behind. My mind, as I'm sure yours does now, ran immediately to visions of toilet paper and cans of beanie weenies. As it turns out, I was not completely wrong.
I'm just thinking how awesome this footage is gonna be, where it's like the most jankiest like Nat Geo expedition ever. We're like kayaking or canoeing on tiny paddles. You have like this life jacket that's a giant hole in the back. It's pretty gnarly.
Oh, okay. Let's start here. In 1912, there's this guy, Dr. Robert Griggs. He's a botany professor, interested in plants and all that stuff. But he kind of wants more, like a lot more. He wants to be an explorer, lead men into distant lands, go into the unknown, discover, toil, fight scurvy. But Griggs has a problem. Expeditions are hard to come by. They cost a lot of money. You have to know the right people, and most importantly, you need to have a place to go. By 1912, the pickings are rather slim. Peary reached the North Pole in 1909, the Norwegians stuck their flag into the South Pole in 1911, Everest is no place for an academic, and he's a bit too green to dive into the Amazon. Lucky for our little hero, he's about to get his big break. On the morning of June 6, 1912, the ground on the Alaska Peninsula begins to shake. Shortly thereafter, a volcano in the Aleutian Range begins to erupt. For 60 hours, it coughs up magma, ash, and pumice, raining grit across southern Alaska and as far away as Seattle. Within days, Griggs' air quality in Ohio starts to decline. Later in the month, the Nile River will drop as a result of the weather patterns created by the plume. They coin a Katmai, and Griggs gets excited. Besides the sinking of the Titanic, this is the story of the year. This is Griggs' shot. He calls in some favors, works his connections, brushes up on his basic geology, and in 1915 he is on a boat bound for the Katmai coast. Robert F. Griggs, professor of botany, is an explorer by God. So he actually isn't all that bad at it either. He leads 4 trips to Katmai, does some pretty decent field work, takes heaps and heaps of notes, finds a big crater and a bigger, smokier valley, and he makes a name for himself. Perhaps most importantly, his discoveries lead President Wilson to designate the area as a national monument in 1918. But this story isn't about Griggs. Nope, it's about a different kind of leader, explorer, and academic. This is the tale of Laura Stelson and her expedition. A following Griggs, sure, but about a new kind of expedition, one that is about preserving our history. This is Laura's story, and I'm just here to tell it. In early June, Laura and her team, minus me and another expedition member, flew out to the Katmai coast. They camped on the same beach that Griggs and his buddies did, drank the same water, cursed the same wind, and they started surveying the area. They boated to campsites along the shore, took some archaeological measurements and whatnot, again, don't really know what I'm talking about here, and then they started moving inland. As they went, they visited sites that Laura and her team had identified as Griggs' camps by poring over journal entries and georeferencing Griggs' maps with satellite imagery. They trekked up Katmai Canyon, hiked Mount McGeek, and traversed the infamous Valley of 10,000 Smokes. Finally, a couple weeks later, they popped out at Brooks Camp, the developed fly-in spot in the heart of Katmai, where the bears get fed on salmon while tourists look on, clapping at appropriate intervals when a bear catches one mid-leap. And they met up with me and this dude Sean, and we got to hear about how great it had been to hike from the sea, through the mountains, and down across the valley, and how it had been sunny the whole time, and how they couldn't believe it. And I was like, did you guys find any artifacts? And that shut them up. Because they did not. But the UCAC, they said, oh, now we're going to go to the UCAC, and there Griggs built cabins. How could we not find a cabin? Well, let me explain. The Alaska Peninsula gets a ton of rain, and Katmai is home to lots of glaciers. Both of these things create lots of water, and lots of water makes for huge wild rivers. Wild rivers tend to make things disappear, and moisture alone makes cabins decay. Lucky for us, however, water is perhaps the one essential prerequisite for the one lethal Alaskan animal that won't maul you to death, the mosquito. And while we did not find a cabin at the mouth of the UCAC River, we did find a few mosquitoes. And a bear, and some grandeur. I guess it was okay. Moving on. Our undaunted troop headed back to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes to check some more sites that they missed during the first pass. We hiked till 2 a.m., things got weird. We made it to these super red huts on a peak called Bake Mountain, pun intended, because the volcano and stuff, and started to have a look around. The air off the ocean was wet and cold, and I turned out to be less of a badass than I had even previously thought, as I almost got hypothermia and Laura had to usher me into a volcano real quick to warm up. Alas, however, the sites we really wanted to hit up were still snowed in, so we marched back out. I flew south to work on a different project in the Tetons, a sunnier, drier environment, and Laura pressed on with the help of a few remaining team members. The snow ended up being super stubborn, but by August they were able to access the sites in the valley. And by gosh, they found stuff. Lots of stuff. A camp full of stuff. A lantern and rusty old awesome things. Bona fide cultural resources. The very tools that helped Griggs and his crew make the discoveries that led to the creation of a national park. A place that is preserved in perpetuity for the people of the world to experience and enjoy, or maybe just know is protected forever. And I'm getting emotional just thinking about how beautiful that concept is. But these rusty tools help tell that story. And maybe Laura is even more of a badass than I'd previously thought. And if you think I'm overselling how cool those discoveries are, I defy you to tell me that while you listen to this music that's designed to make you feel things. Okay, enough of that. So why did I tell you this story? National parks are great, archaeology is super neat, and mosquitoes are the worst. These are things you already knew. Well, stay with me for a moment because quite frankly I'd like another shot at any of this film. Let's bring that music back. Okay. In 1912, a volcano erupted in Alaska, and Robert Griggs went up to check it out. His discoveries compelled Americans to make it a national park, and last year, Laura Stelson went looking for signs of Griggs' passage. The things we found, the photos we took, and the cold nights we endured will make sure that not just the park as a whole remains protected, but that even the lantern that lit the way for its protection will keep its rightful place therein. Well, how was that for a story?
I've been waiting for this all week.
Stella, shh. Someone can hear us.
Who, Woody Woodpecker? Besides, this was your idea.
I know. Just so wrong.
Don't worry. I got you.
Okay. No one saw us, right?
Not a soul. Let's do this.
Yep, over here.
I have been craving non-organic food. Oh.
I know I should care about the gender parity of this company, but these bacon cheesy ranch dips are just so good.
Look at what I brought.
Feels so good to be supported.
Who do you think is hotter, Tristan or Nikolai?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Tristan's abs are like a Greek god, but Nikolai looks happy to see me. Who do you think will get the rose? Amber or Cynthia?
Well, Donovan did his one-on-one date with Amber this week, but he did make out with Cynthia in the hot tub last night.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Only if you're thinking what I'm thinking. Makeover! Feels so soft.
It feels so sticky.
My nails look so pretty.
I love having shit on my face.
Do we dare?
I thought you'd never ask.
United we stand and we're never gonna fall. Elected or not, we don't answer your call. And no, we can't let it go, and no, we can't move on. Our brothers and sisters will be singing our song. And no, we don't wanna war, we don't want you at all. And no, we don't wanna war, we don't want you at all. I am such a nasty woman. I am such a nasty woman. I am such a
What did you do?
Do you know that today is the anniversary that Elizabeth Cady Stanton held the first women's rights convention in Seneca Falls?
Hey, Tisha.
Stella, I know what you're doing.
Hang up the phone, hang up the phone.
Hi, Maggie.
Hey, Tisha.
Girl, I saw those pictures all over social media.
Do you know what pictures like that could do to our cause?
Stella! You posted this on the internet?
I couldn't help it. We looked cute.
Yeah, you do look so cute. Hey, Stella,
Yeah.
can I come next time?
Yes!
Don't tell Karen. And take those pictures off the internet.
guess. I know I kind of disappeared, so I wanted to make you this video so hopefully you can understand why a bit more. For the past 2 years, I haven't had an address, and the only 4 walls that I've owned have been made of nylon. You know, it's funny. People called me homeless. They think of a home as an apartment with door locks and laundry and a stove, and truth is, I feel more at home here than I ever did in my old apartment. I stayed there for 3 years, living paycheck to paycheck, building a little security. I guess you could say I was sleepwalking through life. Always desperate, but not even knowing it. It took years of treading water just to realize it. I wouldn't say I hated it there. It just got old. Like the repeat button got stuck on a song I used to like, and I had to listen to it all day, every day. I thought about leaving all the time, and I couldn't do it. But something just kept pulling me. To what? I don't know. But I wanted to find out. I felt like I was being called to challenge myself, to reach out for something that I don't even know if I could grasp a hold of. I started liking the idea of giving up certainty and comfort and security if it meant I could have more freedom and surprise and possibility. I mean, you know what they say? If you can't decide something, flip a coin, because once it's in the air, you know which side you want it to land on. So I sold all my things, took my rent deposit, and fell off the map.
Leave what's heavy, what's heavy behind.
Leaving was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But now, being on the other side of it, I can see how simple it really was.
What's heavy behind?
There were incredible days and miserable days. I mean, I was terrified and colder and wetter than I'd planned for. But still happier than I'd ever been. Real home is the world, and the only way to truly experience the world is to be fully in it. I spend my days rock climbing, bathing in mountain streams, building high lines and bonfires. And the friendships I have made have been radiant. I mean, it's like meeting human beings for the first time. I threw away my to-do list. And that tired notion of always falling short of something has finally gone away. Hey, Jess. So as you can see, I'm here in my comfy hospital bed. Don't worry. I'm okay. A few months ago, I fell rock climbing and decked from 40 feet. I was so close to being paralyzed. That day, I happened to be wearing my Live Unbound shirt, and I remember the irony so clearly as they were cutting it off me. I felt like the world had just reached out and stole that little bit of freedom that I managed to carve out for myself. Then I remembered that quote you always used to say, "They tried to bury us, but they forgot we were seeds." So for the past couple months, I've been in and out of consciousness, in and out of surgery, unable to eat, sleep, even sit up. I haven't even been outside. And despite this ceiling that I'm looking at every day, and this bed and the TV, I've never felt more homeless. I'm gonna find a way back home.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. I go solo, oh I go solo, I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
With only 1 month till marriage, I have to keep my distance. Looking at the couples around me, I see a steady loss in individualism. The way that, over time, they adapt to one another. Human jigsaws. How do you know that you're alive? For me, it's the spinning wheel of an automobile in morning traffic. It tells me that life has moved beyond the divergence of yesterday, that the cycle continues, that nothing has changed. The problem is, I live in a town where the main occupation is pretending to be someone who you aren't. He didn't intend to be this way. He used to have a voice exactly like this, until one day, it just faded away. I can't imagine how your voice can just fade away. I suppose it would sound like this. You're having a thought, when all of a sudden it gets quieter and quieter. Just like that. But the voice never returns. My voice is here to stay.
The contract has been void. We're going to go and do damage control on this because we're not able to get things under control. We're going to lose the client. That's not good for our that's not good for our business.
understand, Benjamin. You cannot simply make decisions on your own anymore. You're part of a team now.
I completely understand, sir.
Sorry I'm late. I was swimming at the beach, and while I may or may not have forgotten that this was tonight.
You know, Ben, you better get your mess-ups in while you can, buddy. 1 month, buddy. Donna's not gonna be having it anymore.
Well, maybe you could take me with you one of these days. We're part of a team now.
Ooh.
I don't see why not.
One more month. Oh, Mary?
Let's eat. Want to go to the beach tomorrow?
The thought of going to the beach with her made me numb. I couldn't spare to lose the place that made me so happy. The place that is my own. The one
Sounds of hunger fill the air around me. The only sounds that satisfy this thirst. For the water of something identifiable. From voices likewise well worn and cursed. I sing the same song with a different voice. Deep baritone and sonorous alto the pair. My lungs lack the same capacity, but we breathe in the same air. Air tinged with pollution, of poisons from our pasts. We share these heartbreaks and scars, equal part adornments and casts. Like the one around my arm when I was young. The first break that I ever felt. Yet now I sing aloud when once I was quiet. The ice around my heart now in melt. Breakup is the season for this song. This environmental setting, one now well known. As I spend day after day singing along. To Florence, with whose company I'm never alone. This time I follow in her footsteps. Finding a voice and composition of my very own. A creative home built high with hopes. And dreams of me living on through this poem. Living through its creation and living another day more. Just as I did through years of teenage starvation. Now I face depression and adulthood head on. And my thirst for life forms my own salvation. So this is a thank you to hunger from thirst, for giving me this opportunity to find strength in kin. For giving me a chance to forgive myself. From suffering and hurting myself so much within. To you, I give thanks, hunger. To myself, I give even more the same. To myself, I give my experience the title Thirst. This poem I give to you in name. To hunger from thirst.
The most impressive work of art is a simple representation of a complex idea. The road trip was a leap of faith. A huge leap of faith. It was the ultimate test to me of leaving my comfort zone. Trying something new. I have to say, I swear to God, every single day of that trip, I learned something new. I stepped outside my comfort zone.
I've conquered the puzzle.
Luckily, there were some familiar faces. Zach and Josh and Ethan and Leo I'd all met before. But nonetheless, I mean, it was 110 degrees. I was in the desert. I was living in a world that I had absolutely no frame of reference for.
Position it a little bit. It's not going to launch from here.
Those wheels are all the way in the sand.
Well,
In California, I was shown a new approach to movement I'd never seen before, in the sense that they practiced difficult skills like I was used to coming from the East Coast, but there's a heavier emphasis on technical transitions. The new style was refreshing and fascinating to me. It was so great to get the opportunity to spend time with all my friends on the West Coast and experience and try out such a different creative mentality. I arrived in California with a hurt ankle and hurt other foot. So my right foot, my ankle was all messed up, and my left foot, pinky toe, was some sort of messed up as well. And it just sucked so much. But it was part of it. It was an added difficulty, and as a result, I had to get creative with what type of moves would avoid pain, but at the same time provide, the feeling I was looking for in my movement. And that kept things simple.
My heart, yeah, you played it like a violin, like a hurricane, when I found you drunk stumbling. I wanted to believe you were the one. You said you can trust me, look what you've done. I said, hey, don't turn your back on a sad boy. I said, hey, your mama said you're looking for a wild one. Turn your back on a sad boy. I said, hey, your mama said you're looking for a wild one. Are you a wild
Simplicity
one?
is also about appreciation. Looking at the little things around you and being grateful for them, despite the fact that they don't have any immediate power over your life. Just the act of being grateful and just giving about anything, small or big, just appreciating it for what it is. That is how simplicity works.
Suitcase out on the front porch.
I was astounded how many different styles of movement and methods of training I saw on the road trip. The different places I went, there were different approaches and communities and ideas around how you were supposed to train. People pushed each other to do different types of movement in different places, just because it was that place. When I was in California, people found interesting transitions. When I was in Colorado, people could jump really friggin' far. I mean, they're just strong. Anyway, Colorado was a total trip for me because I still was somewhat injured when we got there, but I was feeling better for sure. Definitely even gotten stronger. Just over the course of the trip, I felt like I had become physically stronger. What was important was another new approach to parkour. And that approach was much less interested in how cool your flip was, how well you could go upside down in weird ways, and much more just about it's hard to explain. Going out with your friends and having a day jumping on shit. It's pretty simple. When it comes to simplicity and creativity, I believe that less is more. Unpacking your ideas, your emotions, bringing it down to just the core, the root of the feeling you're looking to communicate through whatever you're making, provides the groundwork for creating art that is beautiful but simple.
I don't know. Yo, that was sick.
Oh. Oh.
Dang it. Oh no. Oh, that's not the way I want it. Oh, you're crumbly. That should be fluffy.
Wait, let's do it again. Oh, you kicked me in the balls. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Daddy, are you ready?
I'm tired.
Dad, are you ready to go to the van? Daddy! Daddy! Are you ready to go to the van?
Probably.
Right? Right? Yes? Yes.
I think we are. Art.
Hey, Sam. Check this out. Hello? Yeah, this is Kim. What? Why? What are they saying?
Good one.
No, he's lying. That wasn't me.
Okay, Kim, I get it.
No, please. I just need more time. Sam, do not answer that.
Hello? Hello?
Samuel Emmerich.
Wait, what's going on?
Raven Lounge, 10 p.m. If you want to save your friend.
Thank you, everyone. It's my time. Good night.
It's not too late for you to save your friend.
How?
Listen to me and listen very carefully. Go past Monument, 1924. You find Tony Conway. You give him this. If you're lucky, you'll let her go.
And if I'm not?
Be lucky.
Well, what do we have here?
I don't want any trouble.
Well, you got trouble.
Tony Conway?
Follow me.
Your friend cost me a lot of money. So just give me one good reason why I should just let her go.
So?
So what?
Let her go.
You know, you caught me on a good day. I'm in a good mood. So I'm just gonna let you walk right out of here and pretend like this never happened.
Hey man, that's bull. I held up my end. You have to let her go.
No, I can't give up.
Drop it. It's over. Shouldn't have pushed your luck.
Kim, get down!
Oh my god, Sam, that was so crazy.
No. It was bananas. You get it?
Sinistra. Devono.
Sul rinascimento. Senza affetti, per cui vai matta.
Sì, però è stato
thinking about my life. Nothing's really changed, but nothing feels right. I have never seen nor started a fight, but I have never really done anything that nobody can remember me by. So what to stop me from closing my eyes? Let the world just move on by. But that doesn't feel right. I know you've been listening as you are there. I'm seeing your reflection out everywhere. The bottom of the ocean, I stop and stare. These walls around me, I disappear. Look into the water and see what I've done. I forgot all the details, but I'm on the road looking to the water. What have I become? But why does it matter? You miss me, I'm gone.
Last night, I had a dream.
I don't know how to fix what you did to this. Like, I've told you where this came from, I've told you not to wear it, and I've told you that it's special to me. And you wore it while you're throwing up on your knees in my bathroom after another night out. I don't get how you're going out. I don't get where you have money to go out. You can't catch a fish, you can't catch a break, but I keep letting you stay here anyway.
I know. I'm sorry. Yes. I know you told me and I did it anyway. I'm sorry. Let me think. I'll do something for you. I'll cook for you, for us. Tonight, I'll make dinner tonight.
Tonight, you cannot be here. I've been telling you that for a week and a half. If you show up tonight, you are not getting in the door.
What is this?
It's free food.
Was this it?
For you? Yeah.
Can I have some coffee?
Just drink the water.
Okay.
skyward they soar, mountains that lift my spirit and fill me with awe. And I dream of forests deep and evergreen, and the clear, sparkling waters of lakes and streams. I dream of beauty, grand and austere. I dream of Alaska. I dream of Alaska, the new
Hey! Wake up!
Is he even breathing?
I can never tell. Wake up! Where's your car?
Hey, Dave.
How's it going?
I dreamt of a land with no crowds of people, for too many people darken my spirit and fill me with distraction. I dreamt of beauty and was happy. I dreamt of Alaska. Space, endless space, mind-expanding space. Space with grandeur in it. This is Alaska, a subcontinent so massive it is divided into 4 time zones, almost a land without end. Skagway, Sitka, Juneau, Fairbanks, Anchorage, Nome, names that exist now only because it was in this land to the north that some 6,000 years ago the village of Kotzebue became the foothold on the North American continent for the ancient migrations from Asia to Siberia. Alaska, where the mysteries of the Ice Age become understandable. Alaska, where the sun never sets in the summer months. Alaska, where 39 mountain ranges crisscross the country. Alaska, where the valley of the 10,000 smokes trembles at the memory of a moment in the past. Alaska, where you can follow the Gold Rush Trail to the Klondike and beyond. Alaska, the 49th state, an adventure waiting to be discovered. Alaska, America's new frontier.